Looking at the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a compositional tool, which a composition is the way we arrange objects in a drawing, okay? So this looks like a grid, and it kind of is a grid, okay? Do you have any ideas why we call it the rule of thirds? Well, it's because this grid is separated into 3 rows and 3 columns, okay? So on your phone, this is often a setting that you might see on a camera. You see the rule of thirds in this grid, and that's often found as a setting on your camera phone, okay? It is a great tool to make sure that you are creating a great picture every single time, okay? So let's take a look at a few examples. So in order to effectively use the rule of thirds, we're looking at these points. I like to call them power points, where we see this little circle here where my mouse is, where this grid line intersects. So if you have the subject, so the main focus of your drawing, if that's going to be sitting on one of these lines and going through those power points, you're going to have a much stronger image. So let's look at the bottle here. So because it's sitting on one of those lines, it has a nice composition to it. If I were to move this bottle and put it over in the middle, if I were to put it right here, it's not going to be as strong as an image. So instead, sitting it on the PowerPoints right on that vertical line is a great strategy, okay? Let's take a look at another one. So what do you think the main focal point in this image is? What do you see first? Probably most of you said that this camera lens right here is the first thing that you see. And the reason for that is because that lens is sitting right on one of those PowerPoints on one of those rule of third lines. And look, notice that this person is also sitting right on this. It comes across the line, comes across the shoulders here, and where that top of that camera is. So this is using the rule of thirds effectively, okay? So what do you first see in this image here? Most of you probably said this white light sunspot, probably for 2 reasons. 1, because it's the lightest area in the image. 2, because it's sitting on one of those PowerPoints there. And so instead of effectively having this image over here makes it a lot more interesting than just having it right here in the middle of the page. So we're going to be using the rule of thirds to help us come up with a strong composition. So the way we're arranging objects on our paper so that we can get a good setup of drawings for our artwork every single time.